morning, everybody. Doing a short live stream here. I always say short though, and they're never short, so who really knows? It's good morning. God is great and greatly to be praised, right? So we all had a good night's sleep. We've got plenty of sleeping arrangements set up here, and everybody's spirits are good. And we've only had one person come for a visit that wasn't able to go in. It sounds like the lockdown has been lifted, but they're still not going to let people visit today. However, the family that came that didn't get to go in did come outside and visit with us, and they thanked us for being here, even though their visit was denied. We told them that we were here protesting and trying to bring light to the prison abuse that's going on inside of this facility. And while they were sad they couldn't go in and see their loved one, they still thanked us for being here and for speaking out against what's going on in that facility. So that was encouraging. And then we've had people dropping off supplies today. So one thing that we need, if somebody is coming out today, is we need a couple just fold up tables to start organizing some of the water and Gatorade and food and whatnot. So probably 3 or 4 tables. We are going to kind of set up a little kitchen in the, let's see, I'll show you here. This around. So there's very large beds. We actually had empty beds last night, which was awesome. So many people wanted to sleep outside under the stars and in their tents. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call and I had to take that. So what was I saying? So yeah, a lot of people slept out under the stars and just made some beds. But we're gonna set up a little kitchen in that, so that in the trailer there. Sorry, phone keeps ringing, so that we can get our food all set up. So anyway, things are going good. I think the main thing we need here is just some tables to get all of our food organized. Because it is starting to stack up. Sarah Redback, thank you for the pizzas. We've been eating them. They're delicious. And we just got a bunch of fruit delivered and Gatorade, and all of our coolers are full. We've got tons of water. We've got people who are literally traveling in from all over. The people who just brought us this last batch of food started driving last night at 8 o'clock and drove through the night. So praise God, right? That's awesome. When you're outside camping, you definitely want supplies. So sounds like lockdown has been lifted. The men are being allowed out of their cells. The reports John Lamb was getting from the inmates who called said that they all protested last night and yesterday afternoon when they were put in lockdown. Sorry, phone calls. They did a food strike. So I'll turn around so you can see the facility. They, I guess you can't really see it. So the prisoners were only allowed out of their rooms for the last couple days for meal times. Otherwise, they were actually restricted to their bunks. Phone call. So they all protested that and said they were not coming out of their bunks and they were not going to eat because the treatment they were receiving was wrong, and they were not going to give in to that. And that's the one thing that they were able to control, and I commend them for that. Because putting them in lockdown because we're out here exercising our First Amendment. Phone call basically says that we actually don't have a First Amendment right to come out here and protest and try to bring awareness to what's going on in that jail. If what we do is a right, then it should not be causing suffering to the prisoners, because that's trying to send a message that what we're doing is wrong, when what we're doing is absolutely wrong. Phone call. Any place in America that's being abused, where they're abusing people, especially like a for-profit prison like this, should have attention being brought to it. It should be unacceptable for any American. I don't care if it's just one person we know about or 100. I don't care what group or faction they're a part of. Ammon Bundy is the one who got the message out to us. But as he did that, Sarah Redback posted, hi Deb, Sarah Redback posted tons of letters from the jail, and it was heartbreaking to read what these people have suffered through, that they file grievances, the grievances get them thrown in solitary confinement, so they end up feeling like they can't even file a grievance. Seriously. So they can't even be heard in the end without being abused. So the more we bring attention to this kind of thing anywhere in the country, the more they are shown within these prisons, especially these for-profit prisons, that are literally private property. So they're saying we can't even enter it. It's not even a public facility where they're able to hold these people. It's really important that they have accountability for the people. And that's all we're doing here. So there's nothing crazy going on. We're not militia or anything scary. We're moms and dads that are horrified at the abuse. And you know, if this was happening at Humane Society with animals, PETA and everybody else would be out protesting. So this isn't that big of a deal, guys. People are being abused. Here we are showing up for them. That's all. Ammon's attorney did get in to see him last night. He got a face-to-face visit. They kept him in handcuffs and in shackles for his visit, handcuffed behind his back for his visit with his attorney. And he also they would not let his attorney look at his ankles. They wouldn't let him photograph his ankles or his wrists. And when he actually tried to look at his ankles, the assistant warden came in and made him leave and told him he didn't need to be looking. I guess they have high socks on, and then they have their pants, and then he had shackles. So it was taking a minute for his attorney to try to see that, and the prison shut that down and actually made him leave. It sounds like it was towards the end of the visit anyway, but that's when they came in and said, "What are you doing? Are you photographing his ankles? You need to stop. The visit is over now." So obviously a really big problem when an attorney can't even get in and represent his client and look and see if there's evidence on his body that he might want to use in a future lawsuit against the facility. But again, it's a private facility and the police can't do anything, right? And attorneys can only do what they can do. So let's see. Ammon still 100% believes that the reason he was taken out of the hole after 13 hours is because of the pressure that was brought. He continues to give thanks to God, to his brother Brian, for always having his back, and for all the people who made those calls a few days ago. He believes that saved his life. Ammon's attorney didn't even recognize him, and he said that, let's see, he said he was happy that we were out here. So and Ammon also said that he's heard nothing inside the jail of anybody being upset that we're out here. What he's hearing through the yelling that goes on between the cells is very encouraging. It sounds like these guys are not very free in there as it is. So being in lockdown, while it sucked to be on their beds, they dealt with that. They protested and they got out of that. As far as, you know, the rest of it goes, he said 3 times a day they have to line up and be counted, and it takes, I don't know, like an hour and a half to be counted. And then on top of that, you have all your time in your room already, and you're really only let out a couple hours a day. So at the end of the day, if we're out here because we're trying to bring attention, I hope you guys can hear me without the wind. Can you guys hear me okay? If we're trying to bring attention to what they're doing, what prisoner is going to get upset about missing a visit when people are outside speaking and being their voice that they can't use because they're locked away in these cells? So of course you're not going to get everybody agreeing with you, but for the most part, phone call, are feeling very encouraged that people are out here. So come on out, come and join us if you can. It'll be a good day. A few people left to go up to the store as soon as they get back. We are going to go ahead and do our march around the jail and bring our flags and hopefully be able to holler out to somebody and maybe sing God Bless America and try to remind these prison guards what country they're in. Okay, that's a big deal. We're trying to not just set the prisoners free with our voices and letting them see that they're being heard, but also reminding these guards that they don't have to do this. They don't have to work here. That there's much more honorable things they could be doing with their lives than abusing people and keeping their constitutionally protected rights at bay. There's so many other jobs they could be doing, and we want to encourage them that they can come out too. They can come over the 2-foot fence and they can find freedom away from what they're experiencing, because it has to corrupt your soul to be in this facility and to see people being drug around and kicked in the stomach and thrown in little holes. It has to make you absolutely heartbroken, or it makes you so callous that you're dead inside. And that's what we've seen in the eyes of a couple of these guards, that they have become so callous to what they are doing that they have turned it off. They're like a robot. They're like the Nazis, you know, walking the Jews into the showers. And they had to shut that off because what they're part of is that bad. So I'll show you a plea. So they definitely have a fire hazard going on here, but that's, I guess, their own business. Sorry. No guards have been out. There are no guards anywhere to be found. There was one guard who continued coming to the van last night pretty late and getting dropped off at that van with by the security guard. And then we heard him say in the van, I don't know if he must have called in on his phone, and he said, I don't have a radio. I'm not staying out here without a radio. And then security came back and picked him up, and he headed in. So we thought that was kind of funny that, you know, we've offered him food and pizza and told them they can come over and see what we're doing at any point. That's totally fine, and maybe we can educate them a little bit on their rights and remind them what our founding fathers fought and died for. But they obviously didn't find us too threatening because they all headed in and left us unattended for the whole night, which was great. We got to sleep. I was a little concerned just because when you have people hyping up a false narrative, what we've learned in the past is that gets people killed. So it definitely makes me uncomfortable that they are hearing this rhetoric about threats and militia and whatnot. Our goal being here, of course, is to set the captives free, and that's doing our part. Protesting the abuse that they're suffering is doing our part to set them free. And you know, the attorney showed up; he's doing his part to set the captives free. We all have our part to play, but it surely does not mean anybody's going to go storm the castle and get ourselves injured, and that would only get us put behind bars with them, right? So don't play into any of that rhetoric. If you hear people talking like that, just remind them that that's not who we are. And we've already proven ourselves with what we've done in Portland this last year, and I can continue saying in 14 months I never received so much as a citation. So don't believe the lies. If you have questions, come on out. We are going to play a message from Ammon in just a minute and have a short scripture reading as soon as the cars get back from town, and so we'll go live when we do that. We definitely want people encouraged. We want the voices that have been silenced out there, we want them to be heard out here. So we'll be playing a few live streams that we have of past recordings from a couple of the guys, and so if you talk to them, let them know that their voices are being heard outside of the very walls that they're being held in. In the very beginning, we all said we are Lavoie's voice, and right now we are also these prisoners' voices. So that's all. God bless. We'll go live and